this is Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher, and today is Tuesday, April 1st. I tried really hard to get a video out yesterday, and it just wasn't happening. This upcoming weekend are both of my daughter's birthdays, one daughter's birthday and party, and then the other's party, and then her actual birthday is the week after. And it was my husband's this weekend, and so we just have been doing all the birthday things and just trying to get ready for them. So just trying to record yesterday wasn't going to happen. But I am here today and I'm excited to share what I have been working on. I finished a whole bunch of things last week on Wednesday, and I did post about them already, but I wanted to share them and talk a little bit about what I did. It was really fun to take them apart, refinish, come up with other ideas, and then put them out, and they just look refreshed and renewed, and I can still enjoy the stitching. So I have that to share. I have a couple kind of random things that I bought for display or organization. I have some haul, I have the giveaways, and whatever else happened. Oh, I have some plans. Well, they're kind of plans. It's more like I kitted up things and they're in the basket of I really interested in starting them now or in the near future, and I don't really know what's going on because I am all over the place on my stitching, and I'm okay with that right now. Sometimes I find that I am really diligent and only want to get something done and work on it. And then other times, which I feel like is most of the time, I am just here, there, and everywhere. And that's how I am. And that's how it's going to be. And so, thank you guys for coming back and joining me. I did want to share too, one fun thing I did this weekend. Well, a couple things. My son had a baseball game. He did amazing. And then after the baseball game, I took my middle daughter, who is turning 6, Kennedy, and she wanted to get her ears pierced for her birthday. So we went and got her ears pierced, and she got the first one done because if there were 2 people at the store, they could have done them both at the same time, but there was only one. So they did one side and then they had to do the other. Well, after the first, she was like, it hurts. So we did convince her to do the second side, but that was our fun thing. And then we bought a special outfit for her birthday party and just had a little bit of one-on-one time. And she's my middle daughter, and I feel like I don't get enough one-on-one time with any of them. Well, the youngest, because she's here when the others are gone, but I'm trying to make conscious effort to have special one-on-one time with each of them because they act so much differently when they're by themselves versus all together. So that was just something fun over the weekend that we got to do. And then, like I said, Sunday was my husband's birthday, and so we did breakfast at home. He took my son to buy presents for the girls, some surprises. And then he grilled beef ribs, and my parents came over and we had a cake, and the kids had so much fun singing and all this stuff. So it was a really good weekend. And now we're into the week, and it's just, like I mentioned, crazy. So the stitching is going to be bringing me some calm. All right, let me go ahead and get into some sharing. So I showed last week, and I brought all of the things I showed to share what I did. Previous finishes that I wasn't crazy about how they were finished, I still wanted to keep the stitching, and so I was finishing them. So the first one is Hip Hop Chockful, I believe is the name. And this is by Hands On Design, and it was a collaboration between Kathy and Priscilla with Stitching with the Housewives. And I thought this frame I bought at Hobby Lobby, and I thought it looked really good. You will see, which I'm fine with this, Over on the side, it did cut a little bit of the stitching off, but for the most part, it fits in here. I will say, if you like this finish, I stitched this on 14 count. So if you stitched it on 28, it would be the same size. But if you're a 32 or 36 count stitcher, yours would fit perfectly in this frame, which is a 5x7 frame. I just liked the frame so much, I didn't really care that it cut a little bit off. And how I ended up figuring this out, because this was glued, I didn't end up using the blow dryer because I got lazy. I'll just be honest. So I trimmed as close as I could to the glue to make sure it would fit without taking glue off. And then I just took a piece of the press-on board and stuck it to the sticky side because, again, the other alternative was I was just going to get rid of them. So this is not like a heirloom piece to me, so I don't care that it's sticking on there. I stuck it to the sticky side, let me back up. I took it apart. I cut the press-on board to fit inside the frame. Then I stuck it onto my stitching piece, and I just trimmed it right to the edge. And I will just go ahead and show you what it looks like when I took it out. So this is what it looks like inside the frame. And it just fits in there, and it will, it'll do me for however long this piece is going to live on in here. My reasoning was, one, it's not like an heirloom sampler, and two, I forget what the second reasoning was. Basically, it comes out for a couple weeks and then I'm going to put it away. So I didn't really want to spend hours and hours trying to fix it, but I fixed it. It looks good. That was a long-winded, this is why I did it. Another piece, I don't remember what this is called. It's by Stitching with the Housewives. Again, it, for the most part, fit in the frame. I did cut a little off at the top. To me, the main part is the barn and the tulips and the chickens. So there is a little grass that got cut off a little at the top. But when it's sitting in my display, you see, that's a chicken weather vane. So to me, it didn't really matter. If I was stitching the piece to go in here, I would be making sure it fit. But for my purposes, I was trying to reuse the stitching to make it update it basically. Again, this is from Hobby Lobby. And last week they were on sale, the frames. I don't know if the frames, since they don't have the coupon, if they're always on sale now or if it's like every other week kind of thing. But both of these were from Hobby Lobby. And this one as well. This was the Peter Cottontail. And one person had suggested, and I almost did this, is she said just take it off of the white lattice with the checker on the back and just put a piece of fabric covered board on the back. And I almost did that, kind of as a stand-up. But then I found this light dusty pink frame, and I thought it just looked like Easter to me. And so I wanted to figure out how to make it work. So again, I really wish that I could have put it all the way to the edges, but I did use a method that Kathy from Hands On Design uses, where she has a big frame, she puts fabric in the back, and then she will mount her stitching on the front. And I decided it looked better this way because it did leave a teeny tiny bit on the sides. My other alternative was I was going to do it horizontally, and it went all the way to the top and the bottom, and it did show the sides, which was fine as well, but I liked it sitting up this way. And this is just a blue and beige stripe, and that's from it's from the Blue Tilda Creating Memories line. But it was like it kind of brought out the overalls. So I love this. I love this frame. If I have anything that would fit in here, other stitching wise, I would love to use this frame again. It's really, really pretty. That was the hard finishes. So I was very happy with how that turned out. And the stitching on that, it's 14 count Aida, and I did not take the stitching part off the board. I just took it off of the boards that had the gingham fabric on it. And then this is my other, and I'll take them out one by one, but I'm just going to show the whole bowl first, as it's so nicely. So all of these are refinished pieces. So the first one was this. I don't think I have gotten more questions on a piece than I have for this piece. This is Lizzie Kate Spring String. It is on there. Let me rephrase that. It was on 123 Stitch when I linked it and have sent it to people. A lot of people were asking, so I don't know if they sold out or what the deal is. I used wool roving and it's poking through. So what I did is I made it into this long skinny pillow. I did not know where it was going to go, but it fits perfectly in the very front of that bowl. And again, my favorite, I'm like a broken record, the Tilda Creating Memories. It like matches everything. And this is some Lady Dot rickrack. So, and this is on Aida, and I used the colors that Priscilla had used. She stitched this, and that's where that came from. Then I think this is called Egg Hunt. And again, same fabric from Tilda. This is a board from April at Homestead Needleworks on Etsy. And then this is, I just tied a little ribbon. Simple. I love this board. And the boards from April, they come already painted. This is one of, I think, cabbage seeds from Stitching with the Housewives, and this was a block I had bought a whole bunch of them at one time from Stitch Etc. I don't know if they still sell the blocks, but I found a whole drawer of them that I had bought a long time ago and thought, well, perfect. And I didn't put anything. I just simply took it off of that one piece I had and stuck it on here, and it's just simple. And that fits perfectly in the bowl. And then this is Spring Has Sprung. This is by, I think, either Little House Needleworks or Country Cottage. The floss and fabric was what Priscilla had, or close. The fabric was close to what she used. The floss was the same. Again, creating memories. And this was, I think that the color of this rickrack is mossy, but it's just a cute little, need to clean up my wool roving from my pieces. And then this was something I received last year from, I had sent something to Chantel, her sister, and she makes she makes mittens, knits them, and then she repurposes old quilts to make different things. And she made me this bunny, and it matches perfectly. But she had sent it as a thank you last year, and I love it. It is like perfect in here. So I was so excited to be able to get that out, use that, and then I just have like all kinds of random things in there. These little picks from Hobby Lobby are the perfect bowl filler. It helps prop the pillows up. So I had gone and got some more of those because I didn't have enough to prop everything up. And this sits on my kitchen table, and it's just springy and fun, and I just love it. So before I get into the whips, I wanted to share this. This is in a different display. This is a pick I found at Michael's, and I have a pink one too. And this fabric on this egg, it reminds me of Liberty of London fabric. And there's a pink one also, and that was in one of my picture from this morning. But it was like in the spring aisle where they had stuff, they had other picks. But this was at Michael's, and I just got it. So if you like that, they should have more, if you like Liberty of London fabric. And then I'll just go ahead. This is here. I found these at Target this morning, and yesterday afternoon and night, I worked on trying to organize. You can see kind of over here, I don't have all the stuff at the very top. I reconfigured my shelf to kind of get rid of some stuff and clean it up. There's another shelf I need to work on. But now I feel like I can find things. So I saw these at Target this morning in the bullseye spot. These were $3, but they're little organizers. And I mean, you could kind of use it like it comes with 2 of them as a trash can, or you could put buttons or trim or whatever. So I don't know what I'm going to put in here, but I thought at least I got one set, and we'll see where I put them, and I might get another set. I just thought that they were like the perfect whatever organization. So that is that. Now let's go into what I have been working on, and where's my board? I did, while I'm looking for that, oh my goodness, I didn't lace my Hop into Spring yet, but I did paint the board. So next week I will share my Hop into Spring by Brenda Gervais all finished. I need to sand it still, glue it together, and then lace my cross stitch to put on there. But I just didn't have time to do that, and I wanted to get the video going, or else I felt like there was not going to be a video. So all right. And like I said, I have lots of I have a couple projects, and then I did get to kitting and coming up with other things I want to work on. And right now, with just where I am fine with starting. If I want to pull a whip out, if I want to start new stuff, whatever. This one I tried with all my might to restrain myself because it's very big. But I have loved this for a long time, and I've had it kitted. I've had the floss and the chart, not fabric. But I saw many people stitching, or I watched Nicole's needlework and she showed it finished, and I just kept seeing it over and over, and I felt like this is a sign I must start this. So I gave in. And what I'm talking about is Merrily, Merrily We Welcome Spring. And Christy Crosshatch Quilts, Sandy Whispered Stitchers, and Lori Holt specifically are who I know and have seen working on it. Once I posted that I started, a few people had commented, I was reading my comments, that they were going to pull theirs out or they wanted to start it. These are the colors. I'm using all the called for colors. And I tell you this because I worked on another chart and I did change the colors. So, and I have a small start. I did decide to do this on Duxbury by Fox and Rabbit. And it was because I needed a bigger than a fat quarter. And I didn't really have anything else that was a fat half in 36 count that was going to be big enough. And I wanted to start at number 1. And I also really wanted to not buy anything for this. I wanted to just kit it up from my stash because I had the chart and I had the floss. So I really didn't want to have to wait for fabric. So this is where I am. I just have, like I said, a small start. I started up in the corner. I wanted to try to get maybe a couple lines of the alphabet, so then I can work across on whichever color I want. I do think in the next 1 or 2 times I pick this up, I would like to get the main border, not necessarily all the leaves and berries, but at least the bone of it, get that stitched so I have a better idea. I mean, this is the fabric. So, and this is using a 3-inch border. So, it's big, but not terrible. And just like I was talking to Christy, who is Crosshatch Quilts, and she said this on our video too, about half of the chart is alphabets, which goes pretty quickly. And then this is a lot of motifs. And it is full, but it's not like full coverage. So will this be done this year? I don't know, but it's a good one also to pull out during Sampler September. Or I heard, which I kind of like this idea too, Carol Saltbox Stitcher, she was talking about doing Sampler Summer, and I liked that idea as well, because I do kind of feel like, and I've heard Christine from Hollis Hand Creates, she's talked about trying to do Sampler September. September's always busy. You're wanting to start fall pieces. So trying to find another time to kind of focus on samplers. Not that you can't do it all the time, but I thought that was a good idea. All right, these 2 are in my bag. I have not worked on them anymore, but I pulled them out because they are my daughter's. It was their birthday start last year, and I haven't got it done yet. This is for my daughter Madison, whose birthday is April 5th. So I thought, well, I'll get this out. I don't know. I could easily get it done if I worked on it, but I don't know if it's really going to call. I had used colors that Becky Parker, she stitched this and changed the colors like a little brighter, and that's what I'm using. And this is where I got last year. This is on 40 count. I don't know what the fabric. It's picture this plus. So that is my one daughter's. But I thought I'd put these in this bag because they kind of all have the same colors. And if I wanted to just work on a small or whatever. And then this is the other one. And I'm still undecided. I didn't get very far. This is for my daughter Kennedy. Dear Daughter by Blackbird. And Mrs. Flossie, she finished it, and hers looks so good. I started it on this piece of Heirloom by, I believe it's Heirloom by Needle Bling. And I don't dislike the color. I don't know how I feel about it. These are, I think it's the called for colors or similar. This is what it's looking like. Like I said, I don't think it looks bad. But I also when I was looking for fabric for something else, I found this, which is called All of the Things by Mystic Fabric. And it's a little bit darker. And I thought maybe this would be better. So, I don't know. Because you can see I have like barely a start on this thing. Leave in the comments, do you think I should switch the fabric to All the Things or keep it with Heirloom? And the called for is Creme Brulee by R&R. Oh, I did change the colors. I might pull the called for and see if what those look like. I don't know. I love this, and both of these I want to get done. I don't know why they're not done, because both of them are small, and I specifically picked small pieces for them so I could get them done. So hopefully, if they don't get finished this year, probably not before their birthdays, but if they don't get finished before the end of the year, hopefully by next year in April, I will have them done. So check back next April if I have them finished. But those are all in my, I love this bag so much. This is my berry bag with my tomato. So those are to be worked on. Okay. And this, I think, let me just check. Yeah, that was just a kitted. Okay, this is the other project that I worked on. And it's funny because, again, I was watching Christy Crosshatch Quilts. She just put out video last night, and so I was watching it, and she is going to start this piece for her friend Daylene, who passed away, and I know many of you know who that is, but she's starting this with another friend for Daylene's birthday in May, and I started it this weekend. I don't remember, it was after last video. So this is coming to my garden. I got really inspired because, well, one, I have loved this chart for a while, and Jenny Massini, who is, I'm going to put her Instagram below. She had stitched this, and she used parchment 40 count, and it just looked so pretty. I love it. I love my favorite part is the border, the flowers. These flowers are so pretty. Also, Nicole from Nicole's Needlework, she showed it, but I had already started it whenever she was showing. She's working on it. But I had pulled and ordered some of the floss that Holly, Mrs. Jones Stitches, was talking about that she used for the Blackbird design, the registry that she did, that was from the, I forget what it's called, Lily something or other, the book. And she did her family on it. So I had ordered some of those colors, and I just was like, what am I going to use to stitch these or stitch with those? And I love the colors in all Blackbird, as you can merrily, I'm using the called for. I did use her palette for, or am using, I should say, because it's not done, for Winter is Past. So I thought, let me see if I can figure out how to use her colors to kind of mimic this. They're a little bit brighter, a little different, but it's the same idea. Like I'm using a light green and a dark green, and the pink and a red, and the my alphabet's a little more teal. But I was like, I think this would be really fun, and it would be really pretty. And so again, I have so much fabric. I have, most of it is in fat quarters. I don't really want to have to buy fat halves, but some of these bigger pieces, they need more than a fat quarter. And also, I just couldn't find the right color to go with it. And so what I ended up doing is, this is a piece of 32 count. So the sampler is going to be really big. I'm only using one strand. And I love how this is looking. And let me get this so you can see the colors. This is where I am. So I love how it's looking. This is 32 count, like I said, Mushroom Bold by Color and Cotton. Oh, let me get it a little closer so you can see. The lighting is kind of hard. You can see the pink better in person. It's hard to see because this is like the lightest pink, and then this has a couple different colors in it here. And then this is a light blue, a little bit darker. I just love it. And all the spring stitching is calling to me. So I'll tell you what the colors are. if you're interested. I think that this is good. I might add or take away, I don't know. But I did use shortbread. They're all Color and Cotton except for 1 Week's Dye Works. So Color and Cotton shortbread, Color and Cotton Bee-Skep, and I had to take from my other project. I ordered some more. That's why they're on here. It's kind of a gold color. Hay Bale, Gretel, Mica. This is the lightest pink, but it's kind of like a peachy pink, opposed to I had ordered Mesa, and that's a light pink, but it's more pink than peach, and I felt like the peach went with the Gretel better. Then Ferris Wheel, and that's the darkest one. So these are the three, the light, the medium. If you can see, the light, the medium, the dark. And then I have Mesquite and Yuletide are the light and dark green. Almond Latte, although I haven't used that was just one that Holly had on her ring. My two teal blues are Bobbins from Color and Cotton, and then Teal Frost is the Week's Dye Works. So that's the darker one. And then I have Lamb's Wool on here again, and this is from Lamb's Wool from Color and Cotton because Holly had it on hers from her other project. I don't know if I'll use the white in here or not. We'll see, but I just left it on there in case I wanted to add it, but it's pastel-y, but not like baby pastel-y looking, and it's just giving me all of the spring vibes. And I worked on a lot. I could not stop stitching on it. So I want to for sure get back to stitching more on these. You'll see I have a lot of things that I'm interested in starting. It does not mean that I'm going to start them all. I do, much to some people's surprise. I do have a threshold where I feel like I can't start anything else. But I also enjoy starting the things. So if you don't, that's okay. If you like to only work on one thing, that's okay. It's supposed to be fun, and it's a hobby, and whatever makes you happy. And it was also really interesting to read your comments from last week of if you like to stitch on big pieces or small pieces. And the consensus I felt like was having a combination of both. And I completely agree. I love the big pieces, but I also like the smalls because it's like instant gratification. Okay, and speaking of smalls, I just remembered before I get into these are all the things I want to start, I didn't show you Maggie May. So first, this is Queen of the Needle by Brenda Gervais. I could not find this anywhere. I thought it was lost. I found the stitching at the bottom of my box with my fabric. This was a finish I did last year, so I was able to fully finish it. I used this chenille, which just makes the dress pop, and then just some green on the back. So that was another finish I had. That was like a new finish. And then I watched Carrie Tiger Lily, which if you want to watch her tutorial on finishing the animal crackers, I'll show you while I talk. You do for the first 30 days. It is only available if you are a $5 paid Patreon. After the 30 days, so if you don't want to pay, you just wait 30 days, and then she's going to put it as a public video. It was so good, so easy to follow. I know Stacy puts directions in her patterns, but watching somebody do it was so helpful. I was very nervous to finish this because I love her so much. I did not want to screw her up. I contemplated sending her somewhere to get finished. And then I thought I want to take her to Hobby House, just figure out how to finish her. Because I finished pillows. It's not, I mean, why could I not do it is kind of where I got to. I love her so much. I did use the way Carrie talks about where she has the pocket on the back. So inside of the pocket is where the hole is. You don't stitch the hole up, but the whatever you fill it with is not coming out of the hole. I did use the wool roving. She sits inside my box. I love her so much. I was showing my kids and I was like, oh, look how cute the bunny is. And they're like, oh, she's so cute. And they loved her. And thankfully they did not come trying to touch her because I was going to be swatting their hands away because I do not want anything to happen to my little Maggie May. So I just wanted to share that and point you in the direction to the tutorial. If you have some and you want to try to finish it, like I said, Carrie's tutorial was very easy. If you want it right now, it's the $5 level in her Patreon. And if you don't want to pay, and that's fine, you can wait 30 days. And she said she would be making it public. So that is all of the finishes and whips. So let me show you some of the projects I have kitted that I'm interested in starting in the near future, or I might just leave them in the bag for later on this year. We'll see. And then I have a little bit of haul. Okay. So this is, I lied. One more thing, because I got a lot of questions about this, and then I promise I'll show you the projects. This pattern, which for the life of me, I cannot figure out where the paper went that has the pattern on it. My friend passed it along to me. It was from a shop hop in Colorado. The shop is no longer open. And Blackbird Designs, this was like, I think you got the pattern for free when you went there. I cannot find it anywhere online. I think if you went to the shop hop, you have it. And if you didn't, maybe somebody would lend it to you. I don't remember if the paper had a name or it just said shop hop. I did talk extensively about this in a previous video, but this was sitting in my stitching case and a lot of people were asking. So I wanted to tell you what this was. And I have looked everywhere. I either gave the pattern away to somebody else or it's hiding somewhere in my craft room. I cannot find it for the life of me, but I love this and am very thankful for my sweet friend sharing that with me. And so my Sweet Bird and Maggie May sit in my current stitching case, and I'll probably kind of move them from case to case because they do match a lot of my things. Okay, now let's get into what I want to do. I guess it's kind of going to be what I want to do / some of it's haul because I want to start them. So this is haul, but also I want to start it now. And I am for sure going to start this after I get this video done and edited. I'm starting this project. This is scattered seed samplers. And this is their current club. And in order to get this pattern, you do have to be in the club, and you can go to her Etsy shop and sign up. This is the first pattern. These are the colors. I cannot get over the blue and then the strawberries. It is like the perfect colors. I love the birds, how they look. It's funny because I have been in this club many years. I haven't stitched any of them. And I was like, I haven't stitched them. I'm not getting in the club. And I saw this one and I had to go and sign up. So I believe that the theme this year is like vintage feathers so they're going to be vintagey looking birds. I just cannot get over it. I love it so much. And I haven't made any of these, but that strawberry is just so pretty. This is the pink. It was really the pink that sold me on this. So it comes all kitted. It comes with the fabric, which I believe is Vintage Country Mocha. So I am starting this as soon as I am done. And I am going to put it in this sweet case. This is not birds, but bunnies that I got from Just Julie Sews. And it's Holly's mom. She makes cases and bags. And I couldn't get over the colors on this one. I really don't need any project bags, but I just could not resist. So I have this in here, and this is immediate start. And it's small, so it shouldn't take that long. So that's happening today for sure. This was one I showed last week, the hydrangea kit, Be Still My Heart from Samplers Not Forgotten. I really love this. It's all kitted. I feel like it wouldn't take that long. I've never finished a heart shape, so I think that would be interesting to add into a display. It's very Eastery to me. This is I want to start it, but I don't know when. I am going at the end of this month, or kind of middle to end, to Hobby House, to the Plum Street and Heartstring Samplery Retreat. And I've never finished a Heartstring Samplery chart, but I have started some, and I have a lot of them. And this book I've had for a while, and it's called Small Samplings 1. The whole reason I bought this book, they're all great, is for this chart right here. It is so pretty. It's so like unusual. The colors are really bright. I love this part. And then this is like blue. This is blues. It's really, really pretty. So, and I'll show you what else is in the book if you are interested. This chart is in there. Let's see. This one. Another bird. Then the one I showed, which is called Ann Dexter. And that chart is stitched, and I think most of them in Bella Lusso wool. I do not have any interest in stitching in wool, this chart. So what I ended up doing, because I did get the, and these are all little ones. I like this one too. I did get the DMC, and I kind of felt like some of the colors when I was looking at them, it didn't necessarily look like the picture. So then what I decided to do is take the picture of the sampler, which is what I should have done in the first place. I looked at this, and then I went to my silks, Gloriana, NPI, and the Belle Soie that I have and I've been collecting. And I just pulled colors that I thought matched. Now, this is more than you need, but I wasn't really sure on the greens how many I needed. So I just pulled however many I thought. And I figured as I stitch it, I will figure that out. So I should have just done that in the first place, but whatever. And I'm going to stitch this on 36 count oatmeal by Live and Dye LA. And I think that's really pretty. So if I get motivated to start this before the retreat, I will. I might bring it to the retreat if I didn't already start it to work on before we get whatever the kits are going to be. Or I might wait. I don't know. I have wanted to do this for a long time, and I thought I better kit it, and that's one step closer to getting it finished. So I'm really excited about that. And I love using the, I like cotton, but I also do enjoy the silks. So this is another. I had to order a few of the silks for. This is all charted in Belle Soie, Dinky Dye, and Silken Color. And this is from this book. This is out of print. I was able to find it online. They only had one, and I got it from, I think it's called Anita's Little Stitching Shop, and I paid only retail. I think I paid $16 for the thing. It's out of print, and you really can't find it anywhere. But my friend Katrina, she stitched this. I like that one, but I really like this one. This is kind of like a smaller version of it, and I think I really want to stitch that. And then I also want to stitch the pincushion. And they use the same colors. So I am going to stitch the pincushion and that version of Sarah's house. So I have the rest of I had a couple of them, and then I ordered the rest of the silks. So that's on the way. And that's probably going to be a sooner than later start. This I bought as a kit, or I bought the chart, and it comes with this box. And this is from, it was like an exclusive at something. It's called Little Sparrow Sewing Box. I don't even know. I bought it from Inspired Needle, and this is what it looks like. It's kind of hard to see. I think this is like a spool of thread, a strawberry. I've seen other people who had gotten it stitch it. So I pulled the colors for that last night. It's on Barb's Blend. It's super tiny. Again, quick start and finish, and then you put it in the box. So I thought, well, that's fun, small. I tried not to like kit up only big things, so I could actually get some stuff done. I didn't bring this upstairs, but I do really want to start and finish the summer trio from Brenda Gervais. That was from Market. And I know also I talked about trying to focus on just the Market pieces, and I've done a lot of work on them. I started, and I'm going to keep working on A Daily Reminder, which is the new sampler from Brenda Gervais. And I have other whips going, but I just kind of started going through my things that I had and thought I really want to start this. And they're things I had, and most of them I've been able to pull flaws and fabric from my stash. I had like both of these Hands Across the Sea. I had some of the 103s, and some I had to order. So I'm not ordering everything. This is from the Bright and Beautiful box, so you cannot get this, but if you have it, and this is the one of them I'm interested in. Again, another Jessie, and I still haven't started Jessie Ormison. That's on my immediate to-do list. I'm waiting for some fabric, but this is just, it's different. And I like it. And I'm indifferent on the purple roof. Purple isn't really my thing. I ordered all the called for, so we'll see if it's as bright as this picture. I did also, I'm not sure, I pulled a piece of 40 count vintage navy bean, which is more of a gray, and I was wondering if maybe it would kind of tone the colors down a little bit. I wanted to use the called for, maybe minus the purple, but I thought maybe the gray would kind of tone it down. We'll see. I have to put the floss on the fabric to check before I start, but I had a couple of them, and I ordered a couple others of the floss, so this is all ready to go. And then this is another one you can get this one. I've had this for a long time, and I have started it, and then I didn't like the fabric, and then I started another time, and I didn't like the fabric. So I think I have settled on a couple choices. This is Harriet Goddard. Something about these little deer It is just so stinking cute. It's little, it's skinny. So again, I had a few of the 103s. I even have a mini McBean for it to put on my bag, and I haven't stitched it. So I put that in the bag. So a couple fabrics I pulled to maybe use is 40 count white tee by Color and Cotton. I also have 40 count vellum by Picture This Plus, which has like a slight modeling. This is the one I'm kind of leaning towards. And then this is called, I believe, Moon Shadow. Yeah, 40 count Moon Shadow by Seraphim. I really, really like this color. It's like kind of a creamy but tan white. It's really pretty. So I'm again, put them all in the bag, and I'm going to wait till the rest of the floss comes, and then I'll decide which fabric I want to use. But so those will both be on 40 count. I don't mind stitching on 40 count. I have the one project that's on 46. I don't mind that, but definitely my sweet spot is 36, and I would not want to be stitching everything on 40 or everything on 46. 36 just, I feel like I can go a lot faster, and so that's my theory on my fabrics. A couple other things I got, and one of them I would like to start it. I might wait more summer start. This is called 1824 House. Excuse me. I got this kitted from Farm Girl Dry Goods. This was a market release, so that I would like to start. I did order excuse me. I ordered some Tilda fabric for a project, or excuse me. I ordered some Tilda fabric, the Sunday brunch, to use for something I'm making for my table mates for the retreat. And so I had not gotten the Classic Colorworks new colors. And that quarter shop had this in stock. If you get the colors, I think you can get them by themselves, or if you get the pack, it comes with this chart. Oh, and this chart, I'm sorry. 3 of them are new. Green tea, apple cider, and sparkling rose. These are the 3 colors that are new. And then to complete that chart, you needed 2 others that they had. So you could either order just the 3, you can order them individually, or I just ordered the pack to do that. I may or may not stitch this, I don't know, but I figured if I'm ordering colors, I might as well just order it like this. So, and like I said, I hadn't got the color. I got the Weeks Dye Works colors. I did not get the Gentle Arts, and then there's the Classic Colorworks. And then this was like a very out of the blue happenstance. I was able to get this. So, Lisa, who is Prims on Greenway, and this is all her information. She makes all kinds of things, but she makes these Book of Days covers. And I have seen other people get them. I saw Sean, the Periwinkle Stitcher. She had said that Lisa had posted some and she was able to get one or something like that. I forget. So I just happened to go and I think I might have put the notification, and I saw that she had a couple. And I mean, it had been many hours, and I thought, oh, there's no way there's any more left. I'm just going to send her a message. And there was one left. So it has these strawberries kind of like as bookmarkers. And it goes in here, and I am so excited. I have wanted one of these from her for forever. And like I said, I'd get on and they'd be gone. So I was so excited. her card is super cute. I'm going to save these to use as floss drops. And then this was also in there. Look at that. It's so cute. So I'm so very excited to be able to get one of those. And that is my haul and everything that I am interested in doing, I'll say. Because I'm not saying I'm doing it all. Because I'd be so tired. But those are things I'm interested in picking up. Oh, one more thing. I feel like that's going to be the name of the video. One more thing. Okay, let me find where the picture is I have. So I was watching Michelle, Mama Loves You GB this weekend, and she released this sampler at Stitch in London, and she's stitching the model right now, but she released the pattern, and this is also on my list. I have all the colors but like 2, and I ordered those. They're Gentle Arts. I think there's 1 Week's Dye Works. And the colors, go watch Michelle's video and see. But this is what it looks like. It's called Rosanna Evans. You can right now get the PDF on her Etsy shop. And let me see if I took a couple screenshots. Oh, I took a screenshot of her other one. This is this is not out yet, but this is the original, and then this is her reproduction, and she's almost finished. It's a small piece, super pretty. Let me see. Yeah, I don't have a picture of her. I was like taking screenshots while I was watching. I was going to try to take a picture of her model she was stitching, but I don't have that. It's so pretty. The colors are amazing. So I really would that's on my soon to-do list. So I'm going to put all those kind of in a basket. As the month goes on, I might start them all. I might start one. I don't know. We'll just see where it goes. But I'll report back next week if I started any of them, or if I went in a completely different direction and squirreled and didn't do any of them. I don't know. So I do want to go over the giveaways from last week. I have a couple things for this week, and then we'll be done. So if you are a winner, send me an email to sweetwaterstitcher@gmail.com with your name, address, and then which one you won, and I will put it in the mail. I appreciate you guys commenting. I appreciate you liking, subscribing, coming back, doing all the things, and this is just a little way that I can give back. And some of the charts I've stitched, some of them have been gifted, some of them I've bought twice, some of them I kind of have lost interest and it's not my taste anymore. So all of the above. So the winners from last week, the Rabbit and the Rose. The winner is Kate Burz, B-U-R-Z, number 1. Number 2 was the Golden Thread, and the winner is Deborah Klein. Deborah Klein. Number 3 was the Robin Pickens chart. Debbie Duncan. And again, this was in a box. This is not out for public consumption, so don't go searching for it because it probably won't come up. Debbie Duncan. And then the last one was the Scarlet Berries. And this one is Carla Stauffer. And this is another, I don't have it kitted up, but I've liked this since it came out, and I am interested maybe when I do my sampler focus, I might start this. We'll see. But the winner again is Carla Stauffer. So again, thank you for watching, liking, all the things. So for this week, for the giveaways, I have a couple charts and a needle book that I made. So what I want to know is, what are your must-have stitching tools? So like every time you sit down to stitch, you have to have whatever. And it can be one thing or it can be more than one thing. And I'll tell you mine is, I have to have my hoop, scissors, and my needles. And the scissors, I have lots of different ones. My favorite scissors are the Kohanas. I have acquired a couple vintage hoops, the queen hoops. I love them. They were a treat to myself. But sometimes you can find them at an antique market for cheap. Sometimes they have them on eBay. I love how I do the sewing method in the hoop, but other people like it loose. I like it really tight. It's weird. I feel like my stitches lay nicer. That's how I feel comfortable, especially stitching on a higher count linen. So every single day I use the hoop, which is why that was my justification to myself to buy it. So my hoop, my scissors, and then my needles. And I use a 28, and I use the Lori Holt needles. I used to use I used Pat Carson, then I moved to Peacemakers, and now I love the Lori Holt. They're like the perfect length, in my opinion. They're not too long, they're not too short, and it's just the perfect size. So on 36 count, which is what I mainly stitch on, I use the 28 Lori Holt needle. I could live or do without the corner gauge. It's helpful, but I also can kind of figure out the measurements. I have the Lighten magnifier, but I really only use that on dark fabric or something that's like a really tight. I can stitch on the 46 count without it, but it's helpful. So if it's late at night or I'm tired, I would use that for sure. It's not a must, like I can't stitch without this, but I really enjoy the stitchy boxes that I made, and they sit next to me, and like I have my Maggie May and my pillow and my scissors and like some of my little treasures, and it makes it for an enjoyable stitching experience. Another thing I enjoy while stitching is either watching a show or Flosstube, and I think that's kind of all. But like, so what are your must-have items? Also, to enter the giveaway, you need to like the video, be a subscriber, and then leave the comment, and then you're going to use the number, and the comment is how you're going to enter. So number 1 is this needle book I made. I had made these for table gifts, and I have some extras. This is the inside. It has magnets underneath, so your needles will stick. This is number 1. And number 2 this is called Sweet Melissa Biscornu by Heartstring. It is the full kit. This was from the Silver Needle Club. This is number 2. And number 3 this is again a full kit from the Silver Needle, A Little Help from Your Friends. This is Stitcher's Treat by Hello from Les Matthews. So this is number 3. It's the full kit, everything you need to stitch this. So if you are interested, be sure to comment, like, subscribe, all the things. I hope you guys have a great week. Next Monday, I'm sure I'll be tired because I will have been partied out. I'll report back on if I started any of the things. I'll try to post a photo if I do start them, and what I pick, and hopefully I can get some more progress on either the winter has passed that I have in the springy colors, or Come Into My Garden, or Merrily Merrily We Welcome Spring. And then, yeah, that's all. So I hope you guys get a lot of stitching in between now and then, and I will see you next Monday. Bye.